Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have just Win Greatness here. Hooray!
Guys.
Hi, welcome Justin.
Thank you.
So today I brought her here to tell us about how to get your driver's license in the UK, the start and the finish, like how to start the process and getting your driver's license, getting the provisional license, writing the exams, and blah blah blah. So Josie is going to be putting us through it.
Okay.
Pleasure.
Okay.
So the first time, let me introduce yourself, or should I?
You can
Okay,
for me. That's it. Talking.
Okay, so Justine is a midwife here in the UK. We came roughly at the same time. I think she came April, I came May. So she's 1 month older than me in that aspect, and many months older than me per year. And then she's a midwife here as well, and she just got her driver's license here in the UK. She did her exam, she passed the exams, and taking lessons and all of that. So I've not been, I've not had the strength to do what she's doing, because it's a lot of stress. It takes a lot of time coming back from work, taking those exams, reading those books, to get your driver's license. I don't have the strength yet to do it, so forgive me, but she's going to be putting us through on how to do it. So give us a brief introduction about yourself.
Okay, I think you said it all. So I am who she said I am.
I am who I am.
Okay, so basically my name is Provisional here on YouTube. And I'm a registered midwife here in the UK, as she said, practicing in East England. So basically everything she said it already.
And she also has a YouTube channel where she talks about relocation stuff and this. And Josephine is a Ghanaian as well. So if you're looking for many information about Ghana and everything, go to our YouTube channels, click on the subscribe button, subscribe, and her name is Josephine Greatness on YouTube. So she also talks about relocation and stuff, coming to the UK and everything else as well. So Josephine, welcome here, and don't mind my blah 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 blah. I'm very
I understand. I understand. This is my joy to the world, friend. I understand. Okay.
All right. So the first step, like how do you start the whole process in getting your license, like driver's license? What do you do first? What documents do you need?
Okay. So where I would start from is that when you get into the UK from West Africa, wherever, you are permitted to use your international driving license for up to a year after entering into the UK. And when that year is expired, you need to have a valid Dvla, license in the UK to be able to drive. But before you get onto the actual license, the first license you need is a provisional license. With a provisional license, you are able to drive in the UK with it, but you need to be with somebody who has driven here who has 3 years driving experience, plus the person should be 21 years and above. So if you are going to get somebody in this, category to be with you each time that you are driving with your provisional license, then you are free to drive around. But then if not, your provisional license also helps you. You can use it as an ID, or you can, it's needed for you to write your DVLA test, your theory test, your practical test. So how did I get the provisional license? I went on to DVLA UK site. I'm sure Joy will leave the link in her description.
Yeah, I'll drop this on the description, yeah.
Okay. So you click on that, and it's a straightforward thing. So you just follow prompts. You answer, it's a question and answer process. But you need your valid international passport or your BRP. That's your biometric residential permit.
Yeah.
You need that one, and then your passport. Yeah, so that's basically the two things that you need. Then you send it after you fill the form online. You forward it to DVLA. Then DVLA will get back to you with a response. So if the response is for you to go ahead and do it, they will either send you an email or send it to you through post. So that one, I think you have to choose it yourself when you are filling the form. So if you want it through post, you get it through post. So it's also a straightforward form. You just tick, answer, question and answer, question and answer. But you need to add passport picture to it. You need a passport picture that, they have an approved passport size that they want. DVLA approved one. So here in the you either go to a Photoshop, or there are free Photoshops. When I say free, it doesn't mean like free, you don't pay for it. But there are stands there in some of the shopping malls and the supermarkets where you can get into and take the photo yourself. So you get your photo, passport pictures, add it to it. I added my BRP because somewhere filling the form, I got the information and I understood I have to add my BRP because they have to, check whether what you have said, what you've sent to them is correct. So they need the original BRP. So
okay, you send it along with the forms and filled form to them. Okay. Yes. And they're going to send it back to you here.
Yes, they will send it back to you. So normally when they are sending it back, they don't send it back together with the provisional license. So your BRP comes separately and then your license also comes separately. So if I quite remember, I think my BRP came and then later the license came. It was just 2 days interval or something. So I got my provisional license. And one important thing that I would want to talk about the provisional license or your DVLA license is that anytime you move house in the UK, you need to declare it to DVLA and then apply for a new license that has your current address on it. Okay. So at a point in time, I moved house. And so I sent a notification to DVLA that I've moved house, gave them my current address, and then confirmed my old address, then sent back my old provisional license, and then they brought me a new one with my new address on it. It's just for when you are saying it, it looks like something difficult to do, but it's just straightforward something.
So how do you reach out to them? Is it online or
online? It's just online. So you go back to the website. You go back to the same website you applied for the provisional license from. Then there's a portion for I have moved address, and then you just question and answer, question and answer. It's a straightforward thing. Then you get to the end, send it to them, send your provisional license to them, and they'll bring you a new one.
Okay. So how long does this provisional license takes before it expires?
If I quite remember, do I have it with me here? I think. Okay. So looking at the expiry date of the provisional license, mine was in 2022 and the expiry date is in 2032. So that makes it 10 years.
Okay. So you can use it for 10 whole years. That's like a lot of years.
Yeah.
Someone must have even grown old then.
Provided you can get somebody to sit with you, somebody older than from 21 years upwards who has 3 years driving experience. If you can have somebody like that every day with you to drive, then you are going to use a provisional license.
Wow.
You can use it. But if not, then you have to graduate to get in the actual license.
Okay. All right. So that's for the provisional license. That's just the guys, that's just the license you have before you apply for the main license. With that provisional, you can I think you can use it to drive on the road. You're free to use it, right? Valid. Okay.
You are free to use it only if 21 years and above, 3 years driving experience person is sitting with you.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So how about the exam? Because I heard you have to take an exam, sit for an exam for you to be able to get your main license.
Yeah. One information I left out of the provisional license is the price. So when you are filling the form online, you pay a fee of £34. Yeah.
Okay.
£34. It's not up to £40. if I question by £34. Yeah.
All right. All right. If you are a Nigerian, that is about 32,000 naira, but then you're not going to convert it when you're in UK already. So let's just keep that out.
Because we are in the UK. Okay.
So, how about the exam process? The exam that you have to sit for to be able to get the main license. How do you go about that? And
okay. So if you can see, I'm just scrolling through my bank statement, trying to get the exact amount I paid for my actual theory test. So the first step is for you to write your theory test. Okay, so you have to book your theory test. Also on the same site, the the UK government site, DVLA site. So that one I paid £23 for the theory test. Okay. So what you need for this one is your passport, your provisional license, because they will need the number. And I think you may or may not need your BRP. I can't really remember. But the main things that I remember that I used is my provisional license and then my passport. It has to be a valid passport, of course. Then you pay the £23, and then there is dates available for you to choose from plus time available, just as it is with the CBT. So you choose the date and the time, and then the venue. If you are living in East England, I don't think it's advisable for you to go choosing a London-based theory test center, unless you have a unique reason why you want to travel that far to go and write your theory. So you choose your venue. Make sure that you choose the right venue, okay? Because wherever you choose should be at least closer to, the examination pressure. You don't want to go and choose somewhere you have to travel 4 hours to your center to go and write. And then after that, for the test day. Anyway, let me talk about preparing for the test. DVSA has approved app on Apple Store, Google Play Store for you to learn, and you buy it for almost £5. I think I bought mine for £4.50. Yeah, so buy that one. The theory test is in 2 forms. We have the hazard perception and then the theory itself. So the DVSA theory app has these 2 parts on it. So just prepare. Make sure you prepare for the exams. Road signs is all in that app. There are theory. You read the theory. There are questions for you to answer to check your, how ready you are for the test. And then when you are done, there is also mock test there, both for the hazard perception and the theory itself. Okay, the MCQs, the multiple choice questions. And on the test date, you have to get there on time, at least 5 minutes before the test time. And what you need is your passport, your BRP, and then your provisional license. When you get there, before the test, they will, set you to be sure that you're not going to cheat. And you should not cheat in the exams because it's not good to cheat. You are going to drive on the road. You don't have to cheat. In fact, you can't cheat because you'll be caught. And don't cheat. Why will you cheat with something like this? You are going to drive on the road. Just learn. Make sure you learn and write it and pass it and be safe on the road. I'm telling you, before I wrote the theory test, I hadn't gone for any driving lessons in the UK. But the theory test, preparing for it alone, helped me to know a lot of things that I have to do, do's and don'ts on the road, on the UK road. Because wherever you are coming from is a different route from where you are now. So you need to go to Rome, learn about what the Romans do, and know what they are doing. Okay. So it's very, very important. Joy will leave the link to that app, the DVSA theory app, in her description section. And then after the theory, there's a mark that you need to get, a percentage you need to have to, pass the exam. I think it's about, is it 67% or 70 something? It's on the DVList website. You get that there. So after the theory test, you are now free to book for your practical test. And here in the UK, what I did personally is that I booked my practical test together with, some lessons. So I booked for a 15-hour lessons, which, yeah, I'm doing. And then, yeah. So after the lessons, when your instructor sees that you are ready for the test, then you can freely go for your test. The test date that you choose, you can fast forward it. You can, back forward it.
Right.
But just make sure that you are ready for the test. Don't go and throw money away. Every pound in this place counts too. So
that's
just,
it too.
prepare. Yeah. So that's what I did. And then after the practical test, when you pass it, you're going to be given a certificate. So that's like a graduation certificate.
What is, because all this stress,
yeah,
is that a certificate? Even graduation gown, if possible.
I'm telling you, you can throw a party. But one of the good thing about this practical test is that whatever car that you use for your lessons, it's the exact car you're going to use. You're going to drive. So now you're going to use, like, if it's automatic. I mean, if you chose automatic, and this particular car, you used a Toyota Camry for your lessons. You're going to use the very same Toyota Camry that you used, that very same car that you used for the actual exams. So it's a relaxing something. It's not like they are going to give you, the exam center will give you their own car where you don't know where the windscreen blah blah is, where the hazard you don't know where it is. So that's one thing that is good about I'm happy with. Yeah. And then you get your DVLA line, you get your license, and then you hit the road.
Wow. So okay, is to book the exam, is it the same app you use, or is their website and this one the place you got the provisional license, that's where you book the exam, or is from the app?
I did it from the website, the UK government website, where I booked the provisional license.
That's the first link that we use for the provisional license.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to give you all those links so that you can add it to.
Okay, I'll put them there then. Okay, so guys, you check them out. I'll label them differently, like, so that you don't get confused with them. Also, in them, during the process of your conversation, like telling us, you made mention of hazard part and MCQ. Can you throw more light on that?
Okay, so the hazard perception is in a video form. So you have to watch a video where it's as if you are in a car driving. So you're actually driving on the road. And then when you see hazards, approaching you, how fast you are able to detect the hazard determines the mark that you get. So if you detect the hazard quickly on the road, when you are driving, you need to look far ahead. It's called hazard perception. You need to look far ahead, concentrate far, so that if something is about to happen, right, you'll be able to react on time. You don't get caught up unawares, and then there'll be collisions and accidents everywhere. So the hazard perception is mainly testing how fast you are able to perceive a hazard. So it's a video form, and in the video, your cursor is like you are driving. Okay. So when you see something oncoming, and you can score up to 5 for each hazard that you perceive. So how fast, if the hazard comes, if you perceive the hazard earlier, how quickly you are able to perceive the hazard determines if you can get 5 or 3, 2 or 1, or nothing at all.
Wow, that's quite
so when you see the hazard, you just click. You just click anywhere on the screen, and then it records how soon you perceived that hazard. And then the other part is the MCQ. So it's like the question, and then you choose the option.
Question and answer.
Yeah. Multiple choice questions.
Okay. All right. That's really, really interesting. So for the practical test now, so you've done your theory test, you've passed it, you've gotten your results, you're booking your practical test. Like roughly how much in pounds do you pay per hour? Do you have an idea?
Actually, the practical test itself, when I went onto my portal, my student portal, to check how much actually I'm paying, you can't really find out because I went through an institution. Okay. So I paid £950 for everything, for the 15-hour lessons plus the practical test, but I think it's 60 something pounds for the test
Oh,
itself. So the rest of the money was for my lessons.
okay.
Yeah, and the good
Okay.
news about it is that there is, depending on which institution you book your lessons with, you can pay in bits. You can pay a
Okay.
deposit and then pay the rest
Yeah.
over some few months or weeks. Yeah.
So you just there are different institutions that do this thing. You find them online on Google.
Yeah. I used Pass
Mm.
Me Fast. Pass Me Fast. This is
Pass.
I'm
Okay.
advertising you. I'm advertising Pass Me Fast here. So I
I'm
use
going to
Pass
add
Me
your
Fast.
name in
So
as
please,
well.
any of Joy to the world, any of your viewers that uses Pass Me Fast, they should mention my name, or they should just get into contact with you, and then you give them my
No,
real name, my full name,
no
and they
problem.
have to tell Pass Me Fast that I recommended them.
Okay, that.
Because when you recommend somebody, Pass Me Fast gives you a token.
Really?
They just say thank you about, is it £10 or something for?
How you guys you heard it, oh please, it doesn't cost much to say people recommend it. You just try to put it there, just in greatness. That's it. Please guys.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. This whole process, does it take to as long as 1 year to get your driver's license, right from the start to the end?
No,
Or
no, 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 no. The
okay.
provisional license took about less than a month to come.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And the theory test, as I told you, depends on when there is available slots. So
Yeah.
I used a month from when
Okay.
I booked it to write. So I
Wow.
chose 4 weeks
That,
to study for the
that's
examination.
very
I got
fast.
it.
That's very
If
fast.
I was ready for the practicals, I could just then if I was ready for the practical when I passed the theory, I could just jump in and then register and go and do the practicals. But because I needed
Wow.
a little bit of courses on the UK road,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what delayed.
Wow.
I wouldn't say delay. That's what prolonged my process.
Okay. That's really interesting. And this is what I've like, if I could just, sacrifice how many months, that less than 6 months, I get my license. But the problem is,
Repent. You have to repent.
oh God, it's really, really in depth and like very fascinating to hear. And then you get your own car because guys, like cars are very cheap here to get. Like you can just get a car as low as 500, 400 pounds. I hope
Yeah.
I'm correct because
Yeah.
I do see them on Facebook, the link, and
Yeah.
the sites they sell cars very, very cheap. You get
Yeah.
your own car, get your license, get your own car, start driving on the road, and reduce your cost of transportation and all the rest. Yes, I know we still have to pay tax for car. We pay tax for basically everything. But then, it's a sort of
A
reducing
necessity.
your cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Josephine. Thank you so much for
Most
coming and
welcome. You're most
blessing us with this information. I'm going to drop all the links, like I said, and then I'm also going to drop just Grace's link in case you want to, go to our website, ask her question, or our channel rather, ask her questions if you want, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And thank you so much for coming, Josephine. We
you're
really
most
appreciate
welcome.
you.
You're most
I
welcome.
and my subscribers, our community, our family, we appreciate you. Thank you.
That's okay.
All right, guys. Take care and see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye.